Cabinet has approved in principle the draft of Shishu Dibajotno Kendro Ain 2020 to bring child daycare centres under a legal framework, particularly ensuring the security of working mothers' children enrolled in such facilities. The approval was given at the Cabinet meeting with Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina in the chair today. The Cabinet also gave a nod to another 2 draft acts for setting up 2 new science and technology universities at Lokipur and Bogura. The laws would be called Lokipur Science and Technology University Act 2020 and Bogura Science and Technology University Act 2020. Following the meeting, in a news briefing at the Secretariat, Cabinet Secretary Khandakar Anwarul Islam said the Child Daycare Centre law aimed at providing standard daycare services to the children of working women in safe places. He said the draft act suggested stern punitive actions for failure to provide appropriate security to the minor children in daycare centres. The Cabinet Secretary said if the daycare centres fail to provide a desired security to the children, they could be fined as much as 10 lakh taka. Anwarul Islam said the law made the registration of daycare centres mandatory, and in default, the facilities would have to pay a fine of 50,000 taka, and subsequently they would be fined 5,000 taka for every day until they furnish registration certificates. Meanwhile, replying to a query, the Cabinet Secretary said Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has ordered government officials to stay fully alert to the threat of coronavirus in a bid to prevent it from spreading in Bangladesh. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid urged the students to launch a countrywide motivational campaign against abusive use of narcotics. The President said this while addressing the first convocation of Kumilla University at its playground this afternoon. Mentioning the name of over a dozen of contraband drug items, including heroin and yaba tablets, the President asked the students to remain alert and build a strong resistance against those illegal narcotics. The head of the state categorically called upon the graduates to work jointly so none can use those contraband drugs in society. Noting that university is a place for study and earning knowledge for the students, President Abdul Hamid said, university is not a place for ragging or earning money. He underscored the need for science and technology education to turn youth into human resources. The President urged the teachers to uphold their dignity in their profession through their work, terming them as symbols of ideology, principle, and also great architects of building a developed nation. Convocation Speaker, Finance Minister A.H.M. Mustafa Kamal, Deputy Education Minister Mohibul Hassan Chaudhry, University Grants Commission Chairman Professor Dr. Qazi Shahidullah and Kumilla University Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Imran Kabir Chaudhry spoke on the occasion. A total of 2,888 students were conferred degrees at the convocation. 14 students were given gold medals award for their academic excellence.
Country's literacy rate at present is 73.90%, while men constitute 76.70% and 71.20% are women. State Minister for Primary and Mass Education Mohammad Zakir Hussain told this after replying to a tabled question in the Parliament today. Earlier, the sitting of the House resumed in the afternoon with Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry in the chair. The State Minister said that the admission rate in the primary education level is 97.74% in the current year across the country. Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni told the House that the government has taken a plan to set up a public university in each district across the country, giving priority to education. Apart from this, a medical university will also be set up in each division, she added. Dr. Deepu Moni said that the country has 49 public universities and 105 private universities, where 46 public and 94 private universities remained active. The Education Minister informed the House that the government has taken initiative to provide 1,000 crore taka for giving retirement benefit to the non-government teachers. Social Welfare Minister Nuruzzaman Ahmed told the House that the government has taken initiative to set up a school for the autistic children in each upazila across the country. Later, a general discussion was held on Thanksgiving motion on the President's speech. The sitting of the House will resume in the afternoon tomorrow. UN Women Country Representative Sheiko Ishikawa made a courtesy call on Speaker Dr Sirajul Islam at the Parliament office in the capital today. During the call-on, they discussed various issues of Bangladesh, including resisting child marriage, reduced maternity and child death rate, youth development and financial development of the women. Dr Sirajul Islam said women in Bangladesh are progressing under the leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Sheiko Ishikawa expressed satisfaction over progress of the women in Bangladesh. Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Abdul Qadir has said the BNP is talking about stories like throwing stones in the darkness because they were not able to produce any evidence of their allegations. He was briefing to journalists on the current affairs at the Secretariat in Dhaka this morning. Regarding the interim verdict against Myanmar given by the International Court of Justice, ICJ, Abdul Qadir said Bangladesh is continuing its diplomatic role on the Rohingya issues.
Information Minister Dr Hassan Mahmood has said raising complaints to foreigners about any election is one type of violation of Election Code of Conduct. He said this while speaking at a press conference at his Secretariat office in Dhaka today. Replying to a question, Dr Hassan Mahmood said the posts of election commissioners are constitutional ones, like High Court judges.
এখন ইভিএম নিয়ে তারা কেন আপত্তি তুলছে সেটি আমাদের কাছে বোধগম্য নয়। সম্ভবত প্রযুক্তিকে ভয় পায় অথবা যে নির্বাচনে পরাজয়ের আভাস লক্ষ্য করে তারা নিজেদের মুখ রক্ষার জন্য নানা ধরনের অভিযোগ তুলে এখন এই নির্বাচনটাকে একটি প্রশ্নবিদ্ধ করার প্রক্রিয়ার অংশ হিসাবে এই প্রশ্নগুলো উপস্থাপন করছে। সর্বোচ্চ আদালতে ইভিএম এর ব্যাপারে নালিশ উপস্থাপন করেছিল। হাইকোর্ট তাদের পক্ষে রায় দেয়নি। যেখানে হাইকোর্ট তাদের পক্ষে রায় দেয়নি সে একই নালিশ আবার বিদেশিদের সামনে গিয়ে উপস্থাপন করা এটি তো আদালত অবমাননার শামিল। এবং যে কোনো নির্বাচন নিয়ে বিদেশিদের কাছে নালিশ উপস্থাপন করা এবং নির্বাচনী প্রচার প্রপাগান্ডা নিয়ে যে ছোটখাটো যে ঘটনাগুলো হচ্ছে সেগুলো নিয়ে বিদেশিদের সামনে নালিশ উপস্থাপন করা এটিও তো এক প্রকার নির্বাচনী আচরণ বিধি লঙ্ঘন। তাদের নালিশ থাকলে সেটি জনগণের কাছে উপস্থাপন করবে, নালিশ থাকলে সেটি ভোটারদের কাছে উপস্থাপন করবে। নির্বাচন কমিশনার পদটি একটি সাংবিধানিক পদ, যেমন হাইকোর্টের বিচারপতি সেগুলো সাংবিধানিক পদ। হাইকোর্টের কোনো বিচারপতি যেমন তাদের আভ্যন্তরীণ বিষয় কখনো জনসমক্ষে উপস্থাপন করেন না, কারণ সেটি নিয়ম নয় এবং সাংবিধানিক পদে থেকে সেটি করা সমীচীন নয়। এটি একান্তই আভ্যন্তরীণ বিষয়। সুতরাং সাংবিধানিক পদে থেকে নিজেদের কর্মপরিবেশ নিয়ে সেটি নিজেদের ফোরামে কথা বলাই বাঞ্ছনীয়। সেটি জনসমক্ষে বিশেষ করে গণমাধ্যমের সামনে বলা সেটি সাংবিধানিক পদধারী হিসেবে তিনি যে শপথ নিয়েছেন সেই শপথের বরখেলাপ কিনা সেই প্রশ্ন অনেকে রেখেছেন।
And now international news. The number of people killed in China by the coronavirus has risen to 81, with almost 3,000 confirmed ill. The National New Year holiday has been extended by 3 days to Sunday in an attempt to contain the spread. On Monday, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang visited Wuhan, the capital of Hubei province and center of the outbreak. The number of deaths in Hubei province has climbed from 56 to 76, with 5 deaths elsewhere. Wuhan is in lockdown and several other cities have imposed travel bans. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has directed the Foreign Ministry to initiate steps to bring back the willing to return Bangladeshis who are now stranded in China due to outbreak of deadly coronavirus. State Minister for Foreign Affairs M. Shahriar Alam said they have started discussions with the Chinese government in this regard in line with the Premier's directives.
U.S. basketball legend Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna are among 9 people killed in a helicopter crash in the city of Calabasas, California. 41 years old Bryant and 13-year-old Gianna were traveling in a private helicopter when it came down and burst into flames. The Los Angeles County Sheriff said there were no survivors. Bryant, a 5-time NBA champion, played for the Lakers throughout his career and is considered one of the greatest players in the game's history. Tributes from celebrities and fellow sports stars have been pouring in, many expressing shock at his sudden death. Government air raids in Afghanistan's northern Balkh province have killed at least 7 civilians, including 3 children, triggering protests from local residents. Tolo News, a local news website, reported that the victims belonged to one family and were killed while they were having dinner on Sunday. A member of parliament from Balkh alleged that the attack was carried out in areas controlled by the government, according to local media reports. The West-backed Afghan government, which has been battling an armed rebellion from Taliban, pledged to send a fact-finding mission to investigate the reports of civilian deaths. World Bank Country Director for Bangladesh, Bhutan and Nepal, Mercy Myang Tembon, has said World Bank will cooperate to increase and expand information technology sector in Bangladesh. Mercy Myang Tembon made assurance at a meeting with State Minister for Information and Communication Technology Junaid Ahmed Polok at his Agargaon ICT Tower office today. They agreed on launching a project on integrated digital government and economy to vitalize various government services, training and policy making. Junaid Ahmed Polok said Bangladesh has reached 115th position in e-government development index in 2018, advancing 9 steps. The government is working to reach 99th position in 2020 and to a single digit in 2030, he added. Now weather. Mild to moderate cold wave is sweeping over different regions across the country, and it may abate at some places. Today's minimum temperature of the country was 7.8 degrees Celsius at Tetulia and Jishore. Met Office says night temperature of the country may slightly rise and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the country in the next 24 hours. Besides, moderate to thick fog may occur at places over the country during late night to morning.
And now news on sports. The third and last T20 of the 3-match series between Bangladesh and Pakistan postponed due to rain in Lahore today. The match was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. Bangladesh Standard Time, but the toss was not held due to heavy rains. Pakistan won the series by 2-0 as they won the first and second T20 match. And before we end, another look at the headlines. Cabinet approves proposal to establish science and technology universities in Lokipur and Bogura. Child daycare centers to be brought under regulation. President Mohammad Abdul Hamid asked all concerned to stress on science and technology education to turn youth into human resources. BNP lodging complaints over GCC election without any basis, says Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir. Electoral code breached as BNP complained to foreigners over local election, comments Information Minister Dr Hassan Mahmood. Death toll rises to 81 as coronavirus spreads further in China. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina asked authorities to initiate repatriation of stranded Bangladeshis in Wuhan. And third and final T20 match between Bangladesh and Pakistan abandoned due to rain. Pakistan clinched series 2-0.
And that's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. And we invite you to watch your next bulletin that's coming up at 11:30. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.
Khuda Hafiz.